What's up, guys?
What's up, gentlemen? How you doing?
Hanging in there. About to have a little Sam Adams, man. You guys are gonna enjoy me?
Oh man, yo, dude, listen, man. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to do a whole new beer gimmick with you, man. You just got on this Sam Adams, man. We're gonna have to get
Goddamn,
you.
pal.
We're gonna have to get you into some Pabst Blue Ribbon or something, man. At least you know.
Yeah, man. Or some Coors Light or Budweiser or Bud Light.
Well, listen, man. Budweiser doesn't sponsor this show, so we're not dealing with those cats.
Nobody sponsors.
Nobody's sponsoring that shit.
I was
Nobody.
in the supermarket and I was passing by the beer section and I was like, should I buy beer? Because last time we had a discussion, I felt like I needed a beer.
You know what? I actually have beer upstairs, and I did not bring one down just because I wanted to be professional about this and not look like.
Who cares? Never such thing as professionals.
Oh
Never.
well.
I don't want.
I mean,
If I'm home alone, that's why I didn't buy beer.
Ah,
no. We
okay,
definitely hear.
understandable.
I know there's another voice in the background over there.
Yeah, my child is here somewhere.
right, my
You
princess.
tell her what's up.
The little princess.
You want to say hi?
The little princess right there. Yeah, there you go.
Hey, she's coming.
Nice. Look at that. Oh, look at that. She's in the bed and everything. That is awesome. That is. You know what? She should throw an elbow from the top. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah, bro. Her bed onto the other
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Drop the
All right.
Well, she was trying to do like a little frog splash here.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. You got to train well there, Vic. You got to train
Hi,
well.
baby.
What's up? How you doing?
Hi, mama.
How you doing?
What?
How are you?
Good.
All right, too sweet.
Too sweet.
Too sweet right there. Too sweet. Yeah.
She knew. He taught her well.
Yeah. There you go, Vic. Congratulations there, pal. You're doing a great
Congratulations,
job.
man. Pro Wrestling Father of the Year. Right,
That's all you got to do, right? Teach them the too sweet.
that's right.
That's right.
Now you're trying to take all the spotlight.
No.
Now you got to understand something. You can't work with kids or animals. They'll always upstage you.
You're right. Kids are resilient, man.
Go back on your bed. No, I can't carry you. God.
Hey,
All right.
Oh, look at that.
So you want to go over some matches and predictions, Julio?
Absolutely. Let's go through the topic here. Go on, Julio. This is all you, my friend.
okay. So, as I was telling Vic earlier, there is a lot of gimmick matches on this show, and I feel that this is WWE's opportunity. Their production to be top notch, because with no audience there, you won't feel engaged. You just don't want to see just two guys in an empty arena just going at it. I feel they need something to kind of pull us in, and I feel that these gimmick matches are the opportunity, because like how much percentage of the show is going to happen in the ring, how much percent is going to happen backstage, how much percentage is going to happen somewhere else. So the creativity needs to really like pick up on the show. Example, kind of like what they were doing with the compounds, or like, the broken mat stuff, or Silent Vic, the Firefly Funhouse, or whatever what was called with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt from 2017. What's it called again? The Chamber of Horror. Like, I feel that if this is WWE's chance to really, really pick up their production and become creative, this is the opportunity.
Agreed.
Yeah, I was telling Julio, I would like to see not every match, but a lot of the matches to be very cinematic.
Yes.
Make them look like it's a movie or a TV show, a high-end TV drama. Like, why not?
Well, yeah, they certainly have an opportunity, knowing that this event is mostly taped. I know that they might try to do some things live, but it's going to be like 95% taped. So if they did a lot of post-production on this show, then we're going to be looking forward to certain things that are going to be well outside of the conventional norm that we normally see for WWE television.
Yeah, I'm guessing that like you said, 95% tape. Maybe that other 5% is probably going to be live audio, maybe inside a studio somewhere. So I kind of agree on that. I kind of agree on that one. The only thing live is probably going to be, like you said, well, not like I said, it's going to be that live audio because you know they're going to edit out a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Well,
Yeah.
what are the matches that we're looking at for WrestleMania? Because I know they got a lot of matches actually.
They
Much more
have 16 matches. So I kind of did in order, and I kind of did the ones that I feel or somebody else feels that might be on the pre-show.
Okay, sure. Let's go for it.
I think
First match I have is Otis versus Dolph.
what's your prediction?
Right. I should start that one. I feel that like I was telling Vic, I kind of see Ziggler winning this one in the screw job. I kind of see a bit of what happened between Trish, Christian, and Jericho for WrestleMania 20 happening sort of here. I feel that this is Ziggler's opportunity because he's never had a singles match at WrestleMania. So I believe by giving him this victory here will keep this feud going, but also give Ziggler some momentum. But if I have, this one it's a little. I'm a little perplexed. No pun intended. But yeah. I kind of see this going both ways, but if I have to pick, I think my money's on Ziggler. I see Mandy Rose turning, and I see this feud continuing once they get back on TV.
She's already on Dolph's side right now.
Yeah, she's already.
Yeah, that is true, but she's still kind of like she's still kind of playing that Miss Elizabeth, like I'm with you because I kind of have no choice.
Well, I mean, this match is actually kind of interesting to me because generally, I think it's actually a really big match, but it's a big match for Otis, and it's actually a good feature spot for Mandy Rose. Because with Dolph Ziggler's been featured in WrestleMania. He's been featured in high-profile matches before. So realistically, this match actually is a huge, huge match for Otis, especially knowing that you're separating him from Tucker, which is really weird because I don't remember seeing Otis wrestling any singles matches either in NXT or now on the WWE main roster. So for him to get this match at WrestleMania is huge, no matter I guess how how fun the storyline might seem, but it's a huge match for him, and it's a big feature spot for Mandy Rose because she's she looks like $1,000,000, but she's really worked hard, and it's kind of seemed like in the midst of the women's division has kind of been somewhere in the middle, which is actually the worst place to be because sometimes if you're at the top, that's great, and if you're at the bottom, that's lets you know what you need to get better at. But when you're stuck in the middle perpetually, it's like you don't know what it might take for you to get to the next level. And this storyline might be it. I think this is a huge feature for both Otis and Mandy Rose.
Yeah, because I feel like she was like lost in the shuffle when it came into the women's division. So by adding her in this program, it kind of helps her because it keeps her on TV and it keeps her fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that in this match, I think that probably Ziggler does go over. It's going to probably be not a screw job finish because it's not as if Mandy Rose has been the baby face and, now she's going to give a big reveal. She's with Ziggler in story. So I think that here it's just going to be a matter of them working a good match. Otis is going to probably make a mistake at some point in the match. Ziggler will take advantage. It will not be an emphatic win for Ziggler, but Ziggler will win. They'll continue the storyline, going forward. Eventually, Otis will get, he will get his hand raised and probably get the girl at the end too, but I don't think it'll be this weekend.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of told Vic, like, I could also see like a type of way of finish where he has the match won. Mandy, just gets on, gets on the apron to try to get excited, and then she slips and falls, and then it kind of distracts the referee. Then Ziggler right there takes advantage and just picks up the win and grabs Mandy just by the wrist and say, "Let's go, we won. Let's get out of here."
Yeah, I mean, I think only because I'm not sure if WWE is going to continue with fresh new programming until this is all over. So I think they might be forced to finish this story like now. And if
Yeah.
they are, I don't want the story to be over. I think it needs time. I think it needs, at least a couple months for this reveal to be, a little bit better. But like the reveal being Otis getting the girl and eventually winning the match. But I think they want to get all these stories over with just in case they can't put out any new programming. And so I'm gonna go with Otis, and I'm going to go with Otis getting the girl because Dolph might try to cheat and try to use a weapon or something in front of Mandy, and Mandy's gonna be like, whoa, you've gone too far, and then boom, he gets the girl.
That's actually that's a good prediction.
Rushed, in my opinion,
Very, very good. A+, man.
some stuff now because they don't know if they're gonna keep going with the until this is all over.
Understood.
Okay, so I have Ziggler, Lou,
I got Ziggler.
I got
Otis. Okay, so we have Ziggler 2-1 winning this one. Okay, next is another match that I would think would go to the pre-show, and that's the Kabuki Warriors. I don't know why I said it that way. Against Bliss and Cross. Yikes. This match, yeah. One of the things I'm gonna say about this match, Jesus, I don't even know where to start. I'm in a loss of words right now. I think Kairi Zane's injury has really hurt them. Since her injury, I feel like they have cooled off and they've given the reins more and more TV time to Asuka. And I see this going either way because I don't see Alexa Bliss and Cross winning, but then again, I kind of see. I don't know what to say with this match. I'm very, very lost. I'm a little confused on this match right here.
Girl pair and pick somebody. Not
Oh, well, okay. Well, if I had to pick, I would pick the Kabuki Warriors because I would want Asuka to stay hot. I would like Asuka to stay hot because they have kept Asuka very strong even in losing matches because her match with Becky, she came out real strong and she remained hot. Right now she's doing a lot of talking. She's been on commentary. She's having these squash matches against these NXT girls. So I kind of see keeping the titles on the Kabuki Warriors.
Am I going next? This is actually a funny match for me to predict because I don't think that either one of these teams at this point looks like they're going to be long-term teams. And what I mean by that is the Kabuki Warriors are an established team as the tag team champions, but if you're talking about having Kairi Sane being on some kind of injury and Asuka getting hot as a single star, at some point it's going to behoove WWE to split them up and try to reestablish Asuka as a top contender inside the women's division.
Yeah.
So therefore, to do that, you have to take the titles off of them. Now, on the flip side, when you look at Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, they're like the WWE's version of the Odd Couple, if there ever was one for a tag team, because the personalities don't seem to go. The personalities on paper don't seem to go well together, but yet when you see it in execution, it works really well. It works really well with the two of them. The one thing that concerns me about having Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss as the champions is like the same thing that concerned me with the Kabuki Warriors and the same thing that concerned me with Bayley and Sasha Banks when they first won the titles, and it even concerned me when the Iconics were the champions.
Yeah, it's like where are we going?
Well, no. But what I mean by that is that out of those four teams that I just mentioned, the Iconics are the only ones that are packaged as a team, but yet the Iconics were not the best representations for champions, and it's nothing to do with the two of them. I think both of them beautiful women. They're very talented, and they work their gimmick really well. It's just a matter that they were presented as a comedy team, and to have them be champions for as long as they were, and then they basically lost to a makeshift team, which is Asuka and Kairi Sane. It seemed kind of awkward, and I think that at some point it might behoove WWE, if they're serious about having a women's tag team division, that instead of having these makeshift teams as champions, that they actually take some time and really try to develop, teams and try to package them together, as long as they can. I think the Kabuki Warriors have done a very admirable job as champions. I think they've done a great job. I think it might be time to take the belts off of them, to give them a chance to be separated. Because it's not. I think the Kabuki Warriors can still continue to work as a team when they need to, but I think it might be time for Asuka to go out and go off on her own. So on that, it's a very long-winded way of saying I got Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss on this weekend to win the championships.
Yeah, so I'll be a lot quicker then. I think it's very obvious that WWE or Vince loves Alexa Bliss. I think they want to see her with gold. She's getting some gold, and I also eventually want to see Zum. I'd rather see Zum break up, Nikki and Alexa Bliss, because Alexa's like a perfect heel, and I just kind of want to. Well, I'm not a huge fan of Alexa Bliss, and I feel like she was being pushed a little too aggressively. So I kind of like that she's being hidden in the tag team. So they're probably gonna put the belt on her, and I'm okay with that, just to keep her away from the top spot,
Well, I mean, I kind of think that really with Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, it's actually a good way, believe it or not, to preserve Alexa Bliss. And it's only, my biggest concern with her has been that when she was working singles, as being the women's champion, and she was in the top spot, unfortunately for her, she just kept getting hurt a lot, which is something that maybe working in a tag team might be a little more helpful to her, because you're only taking half the bumps per match. It's a better situation for her physically. Because listen, Alexa Bliss is a huge part of the WWE's women's division right now, and it's a huge loss when she's not there. And to have her in the ring, even if it's in a tag team, which seems like a comedy team, but it actually works really well.
Yeah.
It might be time to feature them as champions, because that's probably the best position to put them, and then have them work with other teams and see how it goes.
Yeah, and I was thinking about the whole Kairi Sane and Asuka thing. Asuka can play both parts. She can be a heel. She can be a babyface. Kairi Sane, I think, is a little awkward as a heel.
Yes.
But I'm okay with them being together and Asuka still being a singles, Kairi being a singles, but them friends and even walking each other to the ring if they want, whatever they want to do.
I think Kyrie has just become like a comedy sidekick now.
Yeah, I wouldn't split them only because if you split
just keep them together as a team.
Asuka, either heel in the situation and her turn on Kyrie, because they want to see Asuka win. She's been so good lately. She's been so funny. She's been very charming, even though she's a heel. She's just so good.
She's still funny. Yeah, she's very good.
Split. Yeah, Asuka's gonna be the one that's the heel, and can't be the face. I mean, she's the heel. So
and Asuka's work is amazing, and she really needs like a pay-per-view win right now. So I got the Kabuki Warriors right now. We need to keep Asuka strong, even though Kyrie really has no say here. But yeah. So I got the Kabuki Warriors.
I got the odd couple.
You got what? You got to take a dookie?
I got the odd couple.
Oh, I also have the odd couple. Don't they have a weird name?
I know
they have the name. Besties.
Like Bliss Cross Applesauce or something like that?
Something like that. I've heard some to that degree, but
I just heard besties. That's all I've heard.
Next match.
Exactly. Next match.
All right, next match. Street Profit versus Garza and what's his kid's name? Austin Theory. Austin Theory. I don't really see much in this match. I kind of see the Street Profits retaining the titles. As good as Garza is and as good as the Austin Theory is, I feel like this match was just thrown together because of the injury to Andrade. So this match, I just feel like this might end up being kind of like either on a pre-show match or a popcorn match, and probably is going to go maybe about like 7 to 10 minutes. I don't see the Street Profits dropping the titles anytime soon. Those guys are very good. They're very entertaining. And Garza and Theory, these guys are talented. They're great. They're young. They're good looking. Even Theory, wow, man, this kid has a look.
It's great.
But there's no momentum here, and I don't see them winning. So, I have the Street Profits on this one.
Yeah, I mean, me too. And this is more just a matter of the way that the match is being structured. I think that had this match actually gone through the way it was supposed to with Andrade and Garza, I may have picked them to win the match.
I may
have picked them to win the match just based on the fact that, they're really being presented strongly, and it would behoove them to win the titles. Now, in this situation, this match is actually going to be a lot better than people think, and
be good.
I think.
It's gonna be very exciting and a great opportunity. Very very great opportunity for Theory and Garza.
I mean,
but I think end result, the Street Profits should not lose the titles yet.
No. I mean, this is going to be a fun match, and this is going to be a great feature for all five people in the match, because I'm including Zelina Vega too.
Yeah, Zelina, yes.
Because Zelina, believe it or not, Zelina Vega is going to actually really be the glue that's going to help keep some of this stuff moving. And it's only because when you have Theory and Garza, even though they're both fantastic talents, nobody buys them as a team.
Nobody buys them as a team unless you put Selena in there, because she's kind of like, the real star of that team.
I don't know if I'd say she's the star of the team as much as I would say that
she's more the attraction.
As probably as the manager, she's going to be able to have spots in there that's going to help bring some heel heat to a team that, for the most part, people wouldn't view that way. I think Garza, he's still being very much introduced to the WWE audience in terms of Monday Night Raw. And, with Austin Theory, it's a tremendous opportunity for him. And, he's been killing it in Evolve. And now when he was over at NXT, he's doing a fantastic job there. But, he's a kid that would probably be on his own in a different situation. We'd probably be talking about him next year at WrestleMania, not this year.
Yeah. I think you're right. I did see that six-man tag. That guy's amazing. I see him probably in the next couple of months. I probably see him in the U.S. title picture.
Yeah,
doing with
This is.
Oh God, I forgot that other guy's name. The Power Ranger.
You're talking about Humberto Carrillo.
Humberto Carrillo. I see him having a feud with him. I see him, having a good program with Ray. And ultimately, I think they're keeping the Street Profit. I think they're keeping them warm for the AOP when they get back.
Well, and I'll tell you something.
I don't see any threat aside from the AOP to take the titles off the Street Profit.
I mean, listen. Right now with Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, they're a good team. I like them both. Again, they have a very good look in the fact that they both have,
and they're both real athletes.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, it's also the contrasting styles, because you look at Montez Ford. Montez Ford is, more of the classic wrestler. He does a lot of high flying stuff. More athletic, gracefully speaking.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you have Angelo Dawkins, who's
a power.
Yeah, I mean, he could probably lift up a Buick with one hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, he looks like he's that strong. He could do it. So it really it becomes a matter of you put those two guys together as a team, and I think that they're vastly entertaining. So really, I got the Street Profits based on all those things. But for a long while, as long as they keep improving, they're going to be champions for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got Street Profits. They just got those titles.
Yeah.
There's no reason to take it off them, especially with a makeshift team.
Yeah, no, certainly not.
Lena hitting Hurricane Rana. That's what I'm looking forward to the most.
You know what? I hope that she hits it on Dawkins only because he's the bigger one. She'll probably hit it on Ford because Ford could probably take the bump more gracefully, but
a nice, like, yeah, that's Street Profits for everyone.
I think next.
Yeah. Up next is Elias versus King Corbin. Interesting here. I kind of feel bad for Corbin because where he was at just 2 weeks ago. He kind of went from Reigns to Elias, nothing against Elias, but like as far as that level with Reigns and Elias is nowhere near. I've said it before and I say it again, like I like Corbin. If there's anybody right now in the wrestling business who can get, actual legit heat, not work heat, not that type of heat that fans are like, oh, he's a bad guy, I'm gonna boo him. He's getting that Roman Reigns, John Cena type heat where it's like you're being pushed because Vince likes you, guess what? Or the office likes you, guess what? I'm gonna legit boo you, and he makes it work. He really does make it work, and I feel he's lost a little bit of momentum now since they took him out of the main event picture, and I feel he needs this win. So as far as this match, it's going to be a good match. It's going to be maybe some back and forth. Elias is probably going to sell an injury because, he knocked him off, the balcony or whatever that was at the Performance Center. Yeah, Elias really has no legs to stand on. Like, who's going to be, if he wins, like, who's next on line for him? I feel Corbin has a better chance. So if I pick this match, I pick Corbin only because he needs to stay hot.
You mean get hot?
Yeah, he needs to get.
Oh
hot.
well, yeah, stay / get hot again. He needs that, as you like to say, Vic. He needs that white heat. He needs it back again because this guy can really piss a crowd off. And he's I've said that Corbin is that type of dude that would fit perfect in the Attitude Era as being Vince McMahon's lackey. Like, he would do all his work. He will give out the beating. He will take the beating. If there's somebody that Vince McMahon behind the scene does not like, they bring him in the Royal Rumble. Guess what? Corbin will be the one eliminating him because nobody would see that coming. And then he would mock them and say, like, you're not the superior, I am. But so, yeah, I pick Corbin winning this one.
It's the thing is, for me, is like this is the kind of match that I'm actually kind of upset to see for both guys, only because unfortunately when you see the match on paper, there really is it's not a good match for either guy, only because again, Corbin was working the main events, and against Roman Reigns for several months, and now he's working a match against somebody who, by and large, has not been on television for a while. Now, this is going to be a match where I'm gonna take Baron Corbin to win, only because in the immediate future, he's going to be the guy that you're going to put some more momentum on. The thing that I'm afraid of is that this is going to be a match where Baron Corbin's going to win, but then he's going to be made to look like a fool on the other side, because Ron Gronkowski is going to get involved here in some way or fashion. I just don't think that Gronk is going to get involved so that Elias can win, because I think that would actually do a lot of harm to Baron Corbin. Corbin can still get the win and have his moment, but eventually he's gonna basically give up some of that heat to Ron Gronkowski, as the host of WrestleMania, and that's going to be just kind of like a comedy match altogether. And
I hope not.
Like I said, I don't like this match at all. I think it's unfortunate for both guys because they both deserve a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, I think Elias could be really good. They got to figure out how to use him. I don't think they really know how, especially since what he's good at is singing in the middle of the ring and making fun of the crowd.
Yeah. He can like he has the look and he can talk. I guess his problem is like he can't execute it in the ring yet, or at least that's what WWE sees.
Well, he hasn't been giving opportunities, but because he hasn't been given opportunities, I'm gonna also go with Corbin. Well, at least we have a direction. We have some direction for Corbin. He's towards the top of the card as a heel. He gets really, really good heat. And people could say, oh, no, this is X-Pac heat. I don't want to see him. I don't care if you don't want to see him. You hate him. That's fucking heat. Stop with
that. I think that's that's I think that's the point with Corbin. He's just like, like, you guys can hate me all you want, but guess what? The office likes me, and I am, I'm gonna be here. I'm not going anywhere.
If you look at Corbin If you
That too.
if you look into it, this guy is a fucking workhorse. If you look at the most matches over the last 3 years, he's right towards the top, which is
Yeah,
shocking.
yeah. And
He's like the workhorse of the WWE.
he is.
Ambrose has been gone.
Yeah, he's excellent. And I kind of find that like he's becoming a Vince guy. I always use this as an example when he eliminated Riddle from the Royal Rumble and then kind of mocked him when he did the the dude sign. I kind of feel that Vince kind of gave that order after Riddle, went out of control, and then he said all those things about Brock and Vince is like, I'm gonna teach you something. Guess what? I'm gonna have you eliminated by Corbin, who the fans legitimately hate. So yeah, I got Corbin on this one too.
Yeah, it's going to be Baron Corbin. Like I said, Baron Corbin will win this match, but yet he's going to give up some of that heat back to Ron Gronkowski at the other side.
Yes.
Rob Gronkowski, excuse me.
Okay, up next, this match I don't know. Maybe they're gonna maybe fix it on SmackDown or whatever, but it's a SmackDown tag team match.
Beautiful. No, it's been upgraded. Unlimited minutes.
I thought I effed up. Anyway, it's gonna be the SmackDowns. It's supposedly Miz and Morrison against the Usos and the New Day. I don't know. I think with Miz out right now, and we don't know the extent on how long he's gonna be out. I kind of see maybe the Usos winning these titles. I don't see the New Day winning because they already have enough tag team title reigns to their book, and plus, like, the New Day is kind of become that team that really don't need the titles because they're so popular and they're so over. I don't see them winning, and also too, if I'm not mistaken, they're still trying to convince them for them to have Big E turn on Kobe, excuse me, God bless him, on Kofi and have a program with Kofi, but Kofi so far has been against it. So I kind of don't see them putting the tag team title on them. But if I have to pick, I think I would go with the Usos.
I think that for all the reasons you just gave, that's why I would pick the New Day. Only because here's the thing with Miz and Morrison, if the Miz is going to be out for any extended length of time, again, this could be a moot point because obviously if there's no TV, I would probably want to pick Miz and Morrison only because they just got the belts very recently, and it doesn't make sense for them to lose them that quickly.
Well,
But if I had to choose, I would say if you had to choose, let's say if you're going to take the straps off the champions, I'd probably want to put it on the New Day only because I think that for the most part, I think that Miz and Morrison can get more heat or whoever team beats them.
Oh, that is true.
Can get more
yeah.
heat beating the New Day than they will the Usos.
Yeah, because the New Day is more popular. Yeah.
Because the thing is that the New Day is an established babyface team, and the Usos for some reason their characters look like heels, but yet you look them right in the eye and he's like, all you want to do, you just want to give them a pound and be like, oh, this is my boy. So that makes them a baby face. And listen, I love the Usos. I can't say enough good things about them. It's just a matter that when you're putting everything in the scales, I think it might be worth putting it on the New Day. If you're going to put the belts on somebody else, put it on the New Day. And then when Miz and Morrison are ready to rock and roll again as a team, then you switch the belts back to them because those are the guys that you're going to want to get some heat.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you on that one, but I also feel that the New Day do not need the titles. I think they're over enough already. But if you are going to put the titles on New Day, at least have the Usos take the fall and keep Miz and Morrison strong.
Yeah, I mean this is gonna be a fun match no matter who.
Oh no, it's gonna be a very exciting match. I agree.
It's gonna be a fun match. It's just a matter that this is one of those types of matches where realistically this match would really benefit from having an audience because they would pop for a lot of the stuff that's going on. Yeah. And again, it's like with the Usos and the New Day, neither one of them needs the championship. If the Miz were there and the Miz were participating in this match, I would say Miz and Morrison.
Yeah. If the Miz was gonna be there, then I actually have Miz and Morrison because they're they have a ton of momentum. But due to the fact that Miz not being there, I'm figuring that WWE is, they're probably gonna go like, let's just get the titles off them.
Well,
We can always put it back on them.
Well, I'm hoping that if Morrison gets to pick a partner, that Joey Mercury makes an appearance. Then after that, I'm like, yo, Eminem lives. They're winning this match.
Highly doubtful, but I have the Usos. You got your pick on the New Day. Vic, apologies. Go ahead.
Well, yes, Miz not being there ruins this story. They had a nice story in place here. We got Miz and Morrison, who are slimy little motherfuckers. They're annoying, and they're annoying the shit out of these teams. But you have a built-in rivalry, right? You got the New Day and the Usos, who have this long, storied rivalry. One of the best tag rivalries WWE has had.
That's right.
Yep.
Right. That's right. Amen.
Agreed.
That's right.
Agreed to that. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Miz and Morrison had every opportunity to win this match just because New Day and Usos were going to fucking, because of their rivalry, they were going to attack each other the entire match. Miz and Morrison pick up the fucking pieces. It would have been all good. But if Miz ain't there, I'm gonna go New Day. I think they would like to put it on the Usos, but I think Usos have been getting into trouble lately. So let's just
2-1. I'm on the thing. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm gonna go New Day.
Okay, I'm a little upset now. Okay. Let's continue this trend. It's not right, man. It's not right. Okay, we got the women's SmackDown championship, 5 or 6 or 7 way. I have no idea which is those right now. I've lost count.
5.
Okay. Yeah. Where the hell are my notes? No idea where my notes. Okay. All right. Well. This is
Bailey.
This is
Sasha Banks, Naomi, Nina, and the I was going to say Nikki Cross, and she's not in this match. Lacey Evans. Excuse me, Lacey Evans.
Okay. Out of all the girls, I kind of see this match just being the build up to Bailey versus Sasha. All the other girls are just placeholders right now. They're just getting, they're just trying to fill as much people on the show as they can. But this is the build up right now, because you kind of saw the tension last week a little bit with Bailey and Sasha on who's gonna win. I kind of see Sasha having this one, then she gets pulled off. Bailey comes in, takes the cover, and gets the win, all excited. And Sasha is like, congratulations, but guess what? I gave you that win, so I deserve a title shot. And they're going to continue this feud. This is one that's going to go all the way to SummerSlam. So if I had to pick, I got Bailey winning this match with Sasha's supposed finish. And I'm sorry, all the other girls right now, Lacey Evans, they're not going to put a title on her anytime soon. Naomi's not putting a title anytime soon. Tamina, Lou next. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I would also take Bailey in this match. I think is because obviously this is a preamble to what hopefully SummerSlam will look like. Realistically, I think with the other girls in this match, obviously Sasha Banks is the secondary big name in this match outside of the champion. Lacey Evans has cooled down a lot, but if she were to win, I'd have no issue with that.
I have no issues.
The person, believe it or not, I think that the wild card in this match, even though I know I'm almost certain she won't win, would be Tamina, only because she's been gone for so long that it would actually be interesting to see how she's featured in this match. I don't see her winning. I still think Bailey will come out with the title because the long-term storyline is going to be Bailey versus Sasha Banks. Presuming at SummerSlam is when that match would take place. So really, it's going to be a matter of like, yes, Sasha Banks will, she'll do the dirty work, but she won't get the win. That's basically how it's going to end up. She'll do the dirty work, but won't get the win. It's only a matter of who can take the fall, because realistically, Lacey Evans will not take the fall. it's going to be either Tamina or Naomi. And I think probably the person who should take the fall here would be Naomi, because I think it will hurt her the least. Because to have Tamina come back and just drop a fall again, it's like she just falls off the map. Lacey Evans, you got to keep her strong. And Naomi, even if she loses, she has so much goodwill with the
Yeah,
audience.
she has some momentum, and she's very popular.
Yeah, she has so much goodwill with the audience.
I think, yeah. I kind of agree with you, because my thought process was, if anybody's gonna take the pinfall, it's gonna be Tamina, because she's the one that people are like, who cares? Whether she gets a pin or not, she's not. But I kind of agree with you. That's really gonna hurt her. I don't think it'll hurt Naomi as much, because Naomi's popular and she sells. She's a big merch mover.
Yeah.
So I agree. Victor.
Victor. I also have Bailey. I'm kind of hoping this turn, or whatever you want to call it, they can keep them. They can still do it, Sasha versus Bailey, and them remain friends. But I think people want them to turn on each other. But since Bailey just turned heel, I kind of want to see Bailey turn on Sasha, which I think it's similar to what you guys are saying. But I want it to be a very obvious turn. I want her to shit on Sasha and beat the shit out of Sasha.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody's gonna come out, yeah, no, I agree, Vic. But if anybody's gonna come out the babyface here, it's gonna be Sasha.
Well, you would only because, well, realistically, Bailey should be a babyface, Sasha should be a heel. That's what they're better at, each of them. But because Bailey just turned, you would think that they wouldn't just turn her again, so rapidly, because I hate that.
Yeah, I think they're gonna keep her heel and turn
every other month, like Big Show used to do. It's like so bad. Or Strowman. Oh my God.
Well,
all right, let's get this going, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Final pick. I apologize. Sorry.
No. I mean, we all have Bailey. I mean, all I was gonna say is that when it comes to the potential turn, like when this kind of goes to wherever it's gonna go, listen, naturally you guys would be right that Bailey would be the babyface and Sasha would be the heel. My concern with switching the roles here is the fact that I don't know if Bailey standing on her own can generate enough heat to make the fans boo her enough to legitimately make Sasha the babyface in this match, because they're roughly about similar size. I know Bailey's slightly bigger, but it's not much to say. And in the 6 months that she's been a heel, there's been very few times that I've ever believed anything that she's done, whether it be wrestling or on the mic, that makes me believe her as a heel. No matter what she's done, the only thing that she's legitimately done for me that has been very stark was the change of look, cutting the hair, changing the trunks, and getting rid of her entrance, the little air things that she would have in the beginning of her entrance. But outside of that, there's
the buddies,
She's not convinced. She's not convinced me at all as an audience member that she's a legitimate heel. Sasha Banks would just open her mouth and just roll her eyes, and she's got.
Well, that is true, but Sasha has a lot of charisma. I mean, Bailey could talk, but
Bailey is just a pure babyface who should have never turned in the first place. My only thing is
the John Cena version, I guess. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, you just what you have to do with a character like Bailey is keep her as a babyface, but you got to give her a rougher edge. That's pretty much what you had to do.
Little attitude change, kind of example, like kind of what they did with the Usos,
Yeah,
a little bit of an attitude edge to it. Okay, so now this kind of ends the pre-show. These end the pre-show matches, because those were the ones that I actually predicted the pre-show
match. Each night. I don't see them doing 2 or 3 They can do it's 16 matches. They could do 8 matches each night. That's a standard pay-per-view, 3 hours.
Yeah, they can get, even if they go to 4 hours, they can get there. 3.5 hours.
Well, yeah. I was just saying, like if they do decide to do 2
some of those that end up on pre-show, yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like if they're gonna do 2 pre-shows, these might be the matches, and this is my opinion. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, if there's gonna be a turn with Sasha and Bailey, it needs to be on the main card.
Okay.
Don't stick a fucking turn in the pre-show.
No.
Exactly.
That is true. Yeah. All right. now we have the main card, and Vic was the one. I think he decided on this, so this was me. Who cares? The next match is going to be Zayn versus Bryan, and that will probably be the opening match.
No, that's not what I decided. That's
That's not what you decided. Okay, so that was me.
Well, before we get started, what's your prediction though? How would you open the show, Lou?
Man, depending on how these matches are,
The official card,
the official card,
night one. First song that hits. What's up?
the first song that hits, knowing the first person who I would want to put on the show would probably be Rey Mysterio, just because of his entrance is so cool. But unfortunately, he's not on the show. Realistically, I think that I would start with the New Day. If they were to be at WrestleMania, I would start with them. I'd start with Big E, giving the whole, that whole spiel. Because I think that just you want to start off with high energy.
Yeah, you want to start with high. I kind of felt the same way with WrestleMania 33, because I wanted them to really open the triple that tag team ladder match, and that was when these guys were still together. Omori and Big Cass. Omori could have just started it off. Started off WrestleMania. So yeah, I kind of agree. Yeah, you kind of need that big spark to open the show. Unfortunately,
we had him in the pre-show.
and
not all those matches are going to be on the pre-show.
No. But there's no fans.
Yeah,
so kind of defeats the purpose.
Well, but the thing about it is, even though there are no fans, you're still doing a similar presentation. So even though there's going to be no one in the crowd, it's still for the audience at home, because
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to come out, because here's the thing: you can have Daniel Bryan against Sami Zayn, as your opener, and it'd be a fantastic opener. It's just a matter that when the first music hits, it's kind of like Daniel Bryan's music to come out first at WrestleMania seems a little weird unless it's part of a larger story that's going to build throughout the night. And I think with Daniel Bryan, he should probably be featured a little higher on the card. And with Sami Zayn, he's certainly not the first music I want to hear, because when the show starts, I don't want to start booing people right off the bat. And to me, it's like you can put them on a little later in the show. I would probably want to start with like New Day or somebody who's really like super animated. And if my perfect pick would be Rey Mysterio, but
it's true.
What it is.
It's very true.
I think I was telling you earlier. I personally, well, before I get into what I would want to happen, let me tell you what I think it's gonna happen. The last 2 years, Seth Rollins has opened the show, so he'll probably open it again this year against KO. So KO could hit first, and I think I'm cool with that. But I personally want something a little different, and I kind of want Cena's music to hit first if the match is good. They have the footage already.
All right.
They're making decisions right now. They're like, okay, if the match is a piece of shit, then no, please don't open the show. They have the footage.
I think they know. I think they know what they're doing.
If it's
all right, so then
whipping, Cena beating the shit. I mean, Cena getting his ass beat, but making a decent effort. But the Fiend getting a nice, good, very aggressive, scary win. I'm okay with Cena's music hitting first. Well, I'd like to.
I'm okay too with that. That's actually good. All right, so we're just gonna go with it. So it'll be.
Go with your order.
Oh, my order. Yeah, I pick Zayn opening the match.
Let's talk.
I mean, no. I actually no. I don't have them opening the match. I just have it in the order that I wanted to talk about each match.
Wait, we're gonna still use your order because we're talking about all these matches in order.
No problem. Yeah, okay, so it's Sami Zayn versus Daniel Bryan. I kind of have Zayn winning this match. Is gonna be a lot of high spots, a lot of aggressiveness. But at the end of the day, I have Sami Zayn winning this, and the only reason why I have him winning this is because Daniel Bryan is already at that stage of his career where he doesn't need a title anymore. Like, he's so over already. So, you know, regardless, like whether he has a title or not, the crowd is still going to cheer him. He is that good. He's reached that status. There's going to be a lot of interference in this match, man. I know we're going to see, you know, we're going to see, you know, Shinsuke. We're going to see Cesaro. We're going to see Drew Gulak. There is going to be a lot of back and forth. This is going to be a very exciting match. I actually have this match being one of the matches of the night, as far as like excitement goes. At the end of the day, I got Sami keeping the title. He just got it. I don't think they should take it off him. This is helping him gain momentum as time goes on. And Bryan does not need no title. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I mean, I kind of got it the other way around. I would probably pick Daniel Bryan to win this match. Here's the reason why. You know, Sami Zayn, the way that he won the Intercontinental title was obviously it would almost be like the equivalent of Bobby Heenan, you know, having Bundy, Rude, and Andre the Giant beat up the Ultimate Warrior, and then he gets the pin, you know, at the end of the match. And then, you know what I'm saying?
He didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve it.
But what I'm saying with that is that I'm looking at the match, and I'm saying that the way that Sami Zayn has been presented, although he's a fantastic wrestler, I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, Sami Zayn is fantastic. It's just a matter that he's been presented and positioned to be like a little weasel, and he's been presented as the mouthpiece.
And he's made it work too.
Yeah, but
he's made it work.
Yes, he has. The problem is that there's a difference between when you're positioned as I don't want to say a legit wrestler because that's the wrong way to put. When you're positioned as the perception is that you're on par with all the other wrestlers, and he's been positioned over the last 6 to 8 months. He's been positioned more as a manager and a mouthpiece, and I think that long term, it would probably be better for Daniel Bryan to have a short reign as the Intercontinental Champion, because then you can have him positioned to have really good matches with Cesaro, with Nakamura, and then with him being the champion, it can actually give some rub to Drew Gulak, you know, as being somebody who's helping him along the way, because it's obviously 3 against 1, so to have Gulak in his corner is a big help. And then what will end up happening is that Sami Zayn will eventually be the person to take the belt back from Daniel Bryan, but it's going to be a matter of little by little, maybe Sami Zayn refinding some of that fire along the way, and then being repositioned from being a manager to be on par with Daniel Bryan, so that his next reign could be taken a little more seriously.
Okay.
I'm almost the same exact idea. Yeah, I think based on Daniel Bryan's work recently, he's been having really good matches on television. Yes. Which for some strange reason, WWE doesn't really, throughout his career, has not let him have these long, great matches like all the time. He's always been in multi-man matches or tag matches. Now it's like singles matches, which is probably what they were going to do with him when he won the IC title before he had to retire. Give him the belt, go out every week, have killer matches with the best workers that we have.
Yeah, he's going to be the workhorse.
Yeah, workhorse. Back to the IC title being the workhorse title. Have him have great matches with people like Cesaro. Look, already that's a big rivalry against all 3. He can have great matches with them. I think Daniel Bryan should win. I think he will win, and I think it's a perfect opponent for Sami Zayn to come back and become an actual wrestler. He can still be the mouthpiece, but let's get him in matches again, like consistently. Show that he is one of the better workers. Because Sami Zayn has, if you look at his some of his work, he's had some of the best matches. Like since he made it to NXT, if you take his top 10 matches, you can put him up against anybody on the roster right now. So he's been really, really good. I think Daniel Bryan's the perfect person to bring him to having good matches. But Daniel Bryan, I want him to win. I think he should win. And so I got Daniel Bryan.
You got Daniel Bryan? Okay.
It feels like we're jumping Julio.
Well, I mean, no. It's only twice. It's just twice. So far, it was the SmackDown match, and now it's the Intercontinental title match. I don't know. I just feel like you know, Sami Zayn is, you know, he's a little hot right now, and like Lou said, he's a little weasel. I feel, with some outside help, it's going to end up being a screwy finish, obviously, because they need to protect Brian. And, I don't see them just taking the title off Sammy. I think Brian is already hot enough. I don't think he needs the title. And, that's my opinion. But,
He does. He does. Of course, he doesn't need the title, but I think it's the story that's it. Like it's the
it's a
obvious.
story that's being told. Yeah.
Gulak comes in. He's helping Daniel Bryan. He's kind of giving him some tips on what he feels, or almost like a coach. Like you see in MMA where other fighters coach other fighters, and I think they can come up with a strategy. Now I can't speak.
Strategy, yeah.
I pissed you off.
Gulak can come up with the right strategy to deal with the outside interference. Because that's the story that's being.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
I agree.
Guys, because we're the most technical guys in the business. So we're the best thinkers in the business, and we're gonna figure this out. And Brian can win, and eventually he could even have a babyface versus babyface match with Gulak, and go, you know what? I think you deserve a title shot. Let's go and kill it.
Yeah. No, I agree. But I think my pick is set. Like I have Sammy. I kind of don't see the title changing hands on this one. You guys have a different opinion.
Yes,
okay.
Hey, Julio.
Next,
Julio.
yes.
That's horrible.
Okay. Okay, guys. Next is KO versus the Messiah, or whatever the heck it's called.
Monday Night
Can
Messiah.
we talk about how much better Seth has been as a heel than his most recent babyface run? Do y'all agree, or am I bugging? Because I feel
No,
like
I agree.
shitty.
I agree. I agree. I kind of miss the the authority Seth a lot. But yeah, but as far as this match goes, I kind of don't like really see much in this match, as opposed great mic work with both guys. But I kind of see KO winning this one and stretching probably out to SummerSlam. I don't really have that much to say about this match other than just KO winning this one, and both guys have built up the match well because, as you know, both guys are great talkers, especially KO. Like I didn't know much about KO until he came to WWE. You guys obviously did, as Kevin Steen. You guys really put him over as like, this is a guy that I think you're really gonna like, and guess what? He's made a believer out of me, man. KO he's amazing. So I don't really have much to say about this match as I see just KO going over, and this feud probably stretching out to SummerSlam because who else is Seth left to feud on Raw with? He's beaten Brock already. He's proven. He doesn't need to prove it anymore. He's the top heel. Raw right now is lacking in baby faces. The only true baby face there is probably, KO. So Samoa Joe is kind of like, on and off. Like he could be a heel or baby face, and McIntyre. But if I had to pick, I would get KO.
This one is tough for me to pick only because whoever wins this match, it almost seems like the winner or the loser. It kind of seems like whoever drops this match, even though I think that's I'm completely delusional when I say this, but I think that whoever loses this match is actually going to get hurt by it, because for Seth Rollins' character, the biggest issue that he has right now is that he's recruited Murphy and the AOP, and now with one of the AOP, I think it was Razor, who got hurt. Now, Akam, they're not featuring Akam by himself, and with Murphy, it just doesn't look the same. Part of me wants to think that this match could probably be designed as a reintroduction to Samoa Joe actually turning heel, only because I think that for the Seth Rollins Messiah character, he needs to have a new muscle, and since the AOP is out, Samoa Joe probably fits that bill perfectly. And what ends up happening is that if you want to stretch this out into SummerSlam and further out than that, Kevin Owens cannot necessarily win this match because they haven't had enough big matches yet with the two of them featured. And what I mean by big matches is on pay-per-view, not on Monday Night Raw like they do every week. but position them in such a way that now Seth Rollins wins the match. He cheats so he can get that heel heat. He has a new muscle with Samoa Joe, and then it gives Kevin Owens another obstacle to have to get through in order to then potentially have something bigger to wrestle for with Seth Rollins, which at some point, I think that between now and SummerSlam, Seth Rollins might actually be champion, or that'll be the big prize to compete for, at least for Kevin Owens, in order to get his revenge, and who knows, maybe possibly be a short-term champion. But I think that realistically, I don't see Kevin Owens winning this match, and it's only because the storyline has to continue, and sometimes it's best for the storyline to continue with the babyface actually taking the loss. But it has to be done in a way that protects Kevin Owens and puts a ton of heat on Seth Rollins. And part of me wants to think is that he's going to get a new member, and I have a feeling it's going to be the reintroduction of Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, the babyface can still win, and the heel can use an excuse like, I still want my revenge on you. But you know what? You do got a point. I could see like this could be an opportunity to turn Joe and him become, the Diesel to Shawn Michaels. I agree with that one. Wow, that I didn't see that one coming. Vic.
I'm gonna pick KO. I'm actually over this damn story. Like these guys have been in the ring together.
Yeah, it's been dragging.
I'm over it. I think Seth can recover from a loss because Seth is like the WWE's utility player. You can put him in the main event, you can put him open the match, you can put him in the middle. That guy can right now do anything and everything. I think this Messiah character is just getting started. You can introduce new characters, like you said. You can add people to his stable.
Right.
I think KO can't really lose like that much. He can always get it back, but KO doesn't have the same pull that Seth Rollins has. I feel like Seth Rollins, they think about him a lot when they're writing these stories, and when they're coming up with good ideas, they give them to him. And I think another good idea in the back pocket for Seth. Seth can always get another win late down the road against a top guy, and then face Drew for the title eventually. Whether he beats Drew or not, who knows?
We'll find out later.
Yeah, we'll find out later. But I think KO can't really afford the loss, and I think they're ready for Seth to start helping some other guys out.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with Big on that one. Like, KO does need this win. Seth Rollins is, like you said, he is a utility player. Like, you could put him anywhere on the card and he'll deliver rather than a winning or losing effort. So I have KO, big ass KO. Lou, you're gonna keep your guns and you're gonna stay with Rollins.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Okay, next. Okay, now we have a fun one. We're gonna get now the fun is getting here. Okay, what's this match called? The Firefly Crap House?
Firefly Funhouse match.
Okay. We have the GOAT versus the Fiend.
Are there two of them?
What? Look.
This is going to be a very interesting match. I wonder how WWE is going to pull it off as far as like creativity. We are going to see a brawl. This is definitely going to be a big brawl. We might see some different incarceration. Did I say it right?
Incarnation,
right. Thank you, Victor. Thank you. Incarnation of the Bray Wyatt character. I feel like Bray is going to do a lot of like a ton of this is where the WWE production is going to come to play. I feel like Bray's going to fuck with Cena's head. He's going to go back to his old character. He's going to go back to his mid character. He's going to be the Bray Wyatt. Then he's going to be the Fiend. This is going to be a big brawl. And if I had to pick, I kind of pick Wyatt winning because this is 6 years in the making. He needs his revenge. He needs his win right now, even though he hasn't slowed down, but just to keep him hot and put him back in the main event picture, because Cena clearly does not need the win on this one.
No, this is gonna be the opportunity where John Cena is actually going to do, creatively speaking, he's going to do the right thing. What I mean, he's going to take the loss. I don't see Cena winning this match at all. The one thing about this match is that it has to do a couple of things. Is that one? Obviously, the Fiend character has to come across looking incredibly strong at the end. However, the one thing that I would like to see in the Fiend's character is actually an evolution to where not necessarily that he gets rid of the whole monster gimmick that comes with the character, but that another layer gets peeled. Meaning that as the Fiend, he's trying to beat John Cena as the Fiend the way that we see him, and John Cena's, he's Super Cena. He somehow finds a way to be able to overcome. And then what ends up happening is that then in order for the Fiend to beat Cena, he has to get to another level.
Yeah,
Because
and that's
now
when the other layer comes out.
the other layer comes out of in that persona. Because realistically, you with the Fiend, one of the things that I want to see is I want to see him win strong, and then I actually want to see him be used a little less. And probably you could continue doing the Firefly Funhouse as a way to keep him on TV.
To keep him on
But
TV.
to keep him on TV every week and keep the character, cutting his promos, but less of the wrestling appearances. I think that actually when he was a WWE champion for that brief period of time, having him on the show every week as the character and interfering in matches, for at least for me, it seemed like it was devaluing him a little bit because that character is so cool that it should only, it should be a character that you see on the big screen and not in the arena until it's go time.
Yeah, so you basically kind of want him to be kind of like a special attraction only
Kind
after
of.
the match. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. And I kind of do agree. I think this is an opportunity for them to get another layer out of this character. And what better opponent than John Cena? Because if anybody can put over anybody or make something, legit, is John Cena. So so I guess you're with me on this one. We got Wyatt. Victor.
Opponent for more reasons than one. For one, he's a really good performer, and whatever message you're trying to deliver, he'll help you deliver that message. And
He'll get you there, that's for sure.
The message I want to see delivered is that, for one, Bray Wyatt wants revenge on anybody who's ever done him any harm. That's why Goldberg was not a big issue for him. He didn't really care. He didn't want to even fight Goldberg. That was something he was made to do by whoever, by WWE. What he really wants is all these people who've ever beaten him. Cena being
He
one,
wants his revenge.
Taker being one, especially the big matches at WrestleMania that Bray lost. He needs revenge for all those matches, and he needs it now. I want. I want. Being told. I'm with you 100%, Lou. I don't need to see Fiend matches more than probably 4 times a year.
Yeah, I agree.
Or every other pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You don't want to pay-per-view, and I don't want to see Bray Wyatt as the the Funhouse, Mr. Rogers have matches because that I don't want to see that.
No.
Yeah, that thing with the Miz was.
You can have matches every other pay-per-view. You can do the Funhouse every other week, and you can do him appearing on.
That's right.
SmackDown whenever you're setting up that pay-per-view that he's about to be on.
Right. I agree.
You need to see him 52 weeks a year.
I
put some respect on that man's name. He's gotten so many things over. You keep fucking it up. Look, everybody wants to see the Fiend succeed. Let him beat the shit out of Cena and let him go away for a couple months until you have another opponent from his past that he can destroy.
Not only have an opponent, a credible one, like someone that could potentially be a threat. John Cena is sort of a threat right now. So
but
we'll see how this goes.
But think about it, right? He's got 3 credible opponents that he's got to beat immediately. Number 1 is Cena, number 2 is Goldberg, and number 3 is The Undertaker. Now, because here's the thing, right? Do I see him losing to Cena this weekend? No. He'll get by Cena. And the thing is, it's not a matter of getting by, because again, sometimes I always say that it's not a matter of how you win or lose, or if you win or lose, it's how you win or lose. Sometimes makes the most impact. So if he emphatically beats John Cena, and I'm not talking about a squash match, I'm talking Cena gives it his best effort. It's just not good enough on that day. It's not good enough.
Cena just can't do it, and
He can't do it.
puts
He
him
just
away like, haha, it's over, and I could have won another 20 minutes if I wanted to.
exactly,
Yeah.
and he can just get on the stationary bike and exactly he can ride for another half hour, and it would still been fine. He has to beat Goldberg because of the fact that that Goldberg match in Saudi Arabia left such a bad taste in the fans' mouths because it's a match where you're like, okay, it was a bad position for him to be put in, but I think it's a great opportunity. Like I said, peel a layer. The next one is Goldberg, and then the next one is the Undertaker, where he's it's the highest of the supernatural between both of these guys.
Yeah,
And at some point, if the Undertaker were to say, "Hey, I'm gonna go away, like this is it," then what a great gift to give to a guy who is very much still on the come up and can say that he was the guy that ended it. Period.
And what's
But he ended it.
yeah, and what's great the fact that he's still young. So yeah,
Oh,
this
Bray Wyatt, God, he's a baby, man.
definitely-
He's like 30 years old, man. He's a baby.
yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like. I think you guys are right. Well, Lou, I think you guys are right. First, he has to get through Cena, which he probably will, hopefully. And then I think his next program is probably going to be Goldberg. He's going to go after Goldberg. Depending if Goldberg still has the title or not, I can see them probably having their match at SummerSlam.
There's no need for the title.
Yeah.
There's no need for the title. None.
Let Reigns take
or-
the title. We'll speak about that later. But let Reigns eventually. Hopefully, this shit could be over with, so they could have shows. Reigns could take the title off of him. Goldberg could go beat somebody else, not named Reigns, to get some heat back, and then let Fiend show up on him after his big win, and like, oh, I owe you one, motherfucker.
Yeah, because there's again, this is the thing with the Bray Wyatt character. His character is very unique in the fact that sometimes when you see characters like that really get over, you want to establish a championship on them, if for nothing else is to make the belt look better. The problem is that within that particular character, he doesn't need the belt. The belt is actually hurts him because when you're the champion, the old adage is you're the champ. We need to see more of you, and you need to be wrestling more. And this character, it's not designed for that.
No. It's
And
like
it's not the Fiend character is not designed to be the champion or to be on TV every week or to be working matches. He's the kind of guy that, listen, Bray Wyatt's a phenomenal talent. He can speak, he can create characters, he's a good worker. He's got it all. The thing about it is this particular character that he's created, that's come out of his noggin and has created this amazing character, it's not meant to be an every week thing. It was almost like the original Bray Wyatt character with the Wyatt family. He was not meant to be a guy who's working every week. He was meant to be a messenger and have his cronies at the time, which to have his disciples be the muscle. That's why look at the guys he had. He had Strowman, he had Luke Harper, and he had Eric Rowan. All three guys are 6 inches taller and 50 pounds heavier than he is, and they're monsters. So all he has to do is just speak what he's speaking, and whenever it came time for him to come into the ring, it's when it was go time.
they did it. Yeah. No, I agree.
Go time. They finally whichever baby face was tough enough to get past all the barriers. They could do 6 months of barriers against the baby face until he finally gets the match against the disciple Bray Wyatt or whatever. They finally get to see the real heel, the real villain. It's it almost feels like a video game, when you have to go through all the obstacles and then you face the big boss at the end of the level. Well, that's how it works here with Bray Wyatt as well.
Another thing with Bray is that he's created, like, his character allows for storytelling. It's like you can book 5 years in advance right now. It feels like with Bray. I got 1,000 ideas. Like
barring any injuries, he's going to be around for a long time.
Like you can book stuff, but I think we already know he has 3 big wins that he needs to get. Then maybe keep dominating. And when he loses, I think me personally, I want to see him lose to the Demon, Finn as the Demon on a big stage. That's what I want to see, but that's in 2 years.
Way down the line.
This is the only guy, in all honesty, who should beat Bray Wyatt. if and when that match actually occurs, it is Drew McIntyre. Because Drew McIntyre, hopefully, if he is the WWE champion, and let's say he gets a nice lengthy run, eventually the paths are going to cross. And what has to end up happening is that that's going to be the win that gets him over the top. Because if you've established Bray Wyatt as this unstoppable force for whatever, a year, you've established him as an unstoppable force. No one has beaten him. And then you can just throw the litany of names. Oh, he beat Undertaker, he beat Cena, he beat Goldberg, he beat, Hulk Hogan, beat every single guy you can think of. And now the WWE champion, who's also been doing the same thing, was like, okay, this is a collision course. Something's got to give. And realistically, that's going to help Drew elevate Drew to the next level, to where now he's the man. But that's the only guy that I would say that Bray Wyatt should lose to.
Yeah, I think that's a question of kind of like with Balor, if and when that match ever happens. But you do got a point.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Julio. I'm sorry.
No. I just feel like you guys were saying, like these three matches, these three feuds that he needs to get over with, he should be over with by next year's WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
And that WrestleMania one should be against The Undertaker. Just get rid of Goldberg by Survivor Series. But yeah.
I mean, realistically, it's a matter of now, with this coronavirus deal going on, is that it actually gives WWE hopefully a little bit of time to, plan things out, and knowing that there might be a possibility where they might have to take a break from creating new content, at least in ring matches. So the beauty of it is that it buys them a lot of time, because they don't have to put matches on TV and really kind of run through things.
Yeah.
I think that a guy like McIntyre, again, he's special. He should not be wrestling every week, especially if he's a WWE champion. Yeah. Presuming he wins the title at WrestleMania. I'm sorry, I lost you there for a second. We'll get there. We'll get there when we get there.
Who's gonna show up behind you when that happens?
No, I'm sorry. But but realistically, it's all a matter of pushing for that match later on. But I think that really with the Fiend, he should beat everybody. And for Finn Balor, the reason why I don't think that the Fiend or the Demon character right now has no place in the way that Balor's being presented. He's being presented as the heel character that he played so successfully when he was in Japan, and they're giving like a reboot of that character, and he's done a great job. I don't think that the Demon character has any space inside of that, inside of that particular character, at least at this moment, unless they flip on babyface.
That's why
conversation.
What's gonna happen is Finn went down there because he knew he was getting a little stale. He did Bray a nice favor, took a nice ass whipping as Finn, not as the Demon. Eventually, for me, I think Bray has become a big star, and if he gets his all these wins back that we want him to get, he'll be a huge star. I think Drew can become a huge star. He's already almost there. I think this win, I wish there was fans there, because it really would have solidified him.
Would have made it even, it would have made it even more, yeah.
Can get behind Drew. WWE doesn't know how to book baby faces, so we might be sick of Drew in 3 months, but for now, I think Drew is legit. And I think Finn is almost, he was always almost there. Stop and start, and he needs
dropping the ball.
So yeah, I'm not talking about this Finn Balor right now. I'm talking about Finn Balor who shows up on the Monday night after WrestleMania. Next year's WrestleMania. Next year. Not this year. Next year's WrestleMania.
And try to build that 1 year.
He's gonna get, because the Raw fans or the SmackDown fans are gonna really miss him, because he's been on NXT. Getting his coolness back.
Getting his groove back.
Face if he shows up the night after WrestleMania. So I think he'll be fine.
I agree. Amen. All right, guys. So we're all in the clear.
We gave him about 30 minutes of love right there.
Hey, no, you know what? I'm fine, because he deserves it. He deserves it. I think he's being overlooked. He's not being booked properly, and I think, everything that what we said right now is gonna solidified him as being a top guy in the next year and a half or two.
Tag my
Okay,
partner, and I'm gonna go get some water. What's the next topic? Next match.
Taker and AJ.
Okay, I'll be right back. You can talk, Julio. You can say your point.
Okay.
Come on, Sienna. Sit down.
Okay, next match, the Boneyard match. Taker versus AJ.
Take your hands down. Come on. I need help.
I think we're gonna see a real look to the Undertaker on this one because this one is definitely personal. We're gonna see. We might not see the Undertaker early. I think we're gonna see an indication of Mark Calloway. I see Taker maybe calling this match, but I see AJ carrying it. It's gonna be very, very brutal. I think it's gonna be a brutal match. I think AJ is gonna take a beating, but vice versa, he'll get it back. Gallows and Anderson will get involved, and they'll be taken out like that by the Undertaker. I think a choke slam in the last ride, and those guys are gone.
That is broken.
Where's the other side?
But if I had to pick, I think my money's on, obviously I think Taker continues. This is gonna be a great match for AJ. I think these last couple of WrestleManias, they have not been featured like big main event matches, aside from the fact from him and Nakamura. I just feel that match did not deliver, and I think this match with him and Taker's gonna make him look good. He's gonna make him look like $1 million, like he's done with everybody else. But I still see AJ taking this fall. I don't see Undertaker losing this, especially when it has to do with his wife.
No, me neither. It's just the one thing that kind of frustrates me a little bit about this particular match is that this is a match that should have been built over several months and really give a great story. Unfortunately,
yeah, they only gave it like a month and a half, like 6 weeks for build up. Which I think they did a good job because still I am a little as they say, I'm a little hyped for it right now. I'm really looking forward to it, but I agree. I think they should have planted the seeds a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm a fan and I want to see these matches go through. It's just a matter that for a match like this, believe it or not, I think it's actually a good thing that they're not working this match in the typical WWE.
No, they just keep like Elvis falling out.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
There you go. Oh, we see you, love.
You look nothing like your daddy because your daddy's ugly.
We won't let him.
We won't let him know. Okay.
That'll be our little secret.
Yeah, you promise you don't say that to him, because then he'll come and get me.
No, but really, realistically, this match actually benefits, I think, from it not being a conventional match. I think it actually benefits it being a gimmick match, but it's also the way that it's going to be presented. I think it's actually beneficial. I think it's going to be, there you go.
It's going to be it's definitely going to be a brawl. We're going to see a lot of like they might even take this match outside. Who knows? We're definitely they're going to go into the stands. They're going to hit each other with chairs. They're going to break tables. This is going to be one good, ugly match. But at the end of the day, I think AJ just takes the fall, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean,
and AJ is in a very good spot with the company right now. He's getting all these big matches at WrestleMania, but this is a marquee match that he's getting, and he's so richly deserved. Just like I said, like his last big marquee match just did not deliver. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was the agent who worked the match, or him and Nakamura just didn't mesh well.
I think partially it might, for that particular match, it may have been based on expectations and the expectations were so high. And you also have to understand something in for the fans who watch AJ versus Nakamura in New Japan versus AJ and Nakamura in WWE. It's not a matter of, oh, they had a bad match that year at WrestleMania. The problem is that when you have AJ and Nakamura and they're a featured match on the card, but they're not the main event, meaning that the way that those matches are probably going to be structured are going to be structured to a point where they're going to be featured and they're going to have an opportunity to do some really, really cool stuff, but it is not meant in any way, shape, or form to outshine the main event. And there's going to be certain things in the storytelling and in the pacing of the match that might slow it down to where fans who watch them in New Japan and they just kind of had, essentially, they can just kind of go out there and do whatever they wanted to and tell the story any way they wanted to.
Well,
sometimes that can be the difference in the way that the final product comes out.
Oh no! I agree. I just feel like the match was not executed well. I don't know. I don't. It's like I said. I don't know if the agent who's aging the match or Vince McMahon decided, hey, you guys are gonna work a slower style. Like I don't want to see you do this. I don't want to see you do that. Just try to tell a story, and it just didn't work out. Now I'm not blaming either guy. I just feel that that match not delivered.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna blame Nakamura for any bad match that he has because I feel like he just doesn't deliver that often. His matches are hardly ever good. Oh, they're okay, but they're definitely not ever great.
Okay, well, aside from that, because we're getting off track, like, who do you have like in this match with AJ and Undertaker? I have AJ coming out real strong. He's basically going to carry the match, even though I think the Undertaker's going to call it. Lou picks Taker as well. Who do you have, and how do you see this match being executed?
Well, this is one that I'm torn. I think Taker's going to win, which is fine because both guys can lose and be okay.
AJ,
AJ's had a really good career in WWE, and he can win or lose and be fine. Normally, I'd say I want AJ to win, and I really do truly want AJ to win because
I think
for a long time after this, so AJ's going to lose, and then that's it. And
gone. Well, and AJ. Yeah, exactly. And AJ's gonna lose like in a very good effort. I kind of see him, kind of going that the Daniel Bryan route. Like he had that match with Bray at the Royal Rumble. Like he looked good losing, and I feel like Undertaker's gonna make him look good, but ultimately he's taking the fall.
Yeah, I think both guys will be fine, but I think because of Lou, what we talked about earlier, future plans for Undertaker against potentially The Fiend, you got to keep Taker strong, and because he only wrestles like twice a year or 3 times a year, you have to keep him strong at Mania so that when he's ready to retire and he passes the torch, it means something.
Yeah, I agree. 10
years probably, who knows? AJ looks like he's 25 years old sometimes.
and here's the thing with the Undertaker, right? If the Undertaker's already lost twice at WrestleMania, and he's lost 2 more times than I think he should have, in all honesty. Because realistically, when my position has always been with the Undertaker is that if he was ever going to lose at WrestleMania, it has to be one to the right guy, and number 2 is that yes, it would be a situation to where Undertaker understands that he's going to be gone 1 year, 2 years. He's going to be gone for a while, meaning he's not working WrestleMania the following year, because the idea would be is that Undertaker goes away because the spirit of the dead man or whatever is gone, and then when he rises again, it's essentially to exact revenge against the guy who beat him at the exact same event, and essentially in a squash match, to where the Undertaker comes in and breaks that person in half no matter what, because at that point you've already finished telling the story of that particular person who beat the Undertaker, and that person has presumably skyrocketed over the time between one match and the other, and it's essentially a way for the Undertaker to go out on his horse, but go out winning. Because in wrestling, it's very typical for wrestlers to go out on their backs when either they're leaving a company or a territory or they're retiring. They usually lose on the way out. The thing is, for a character like The Undertaker, you can have him win on the way out, and no one would bat an eye. No one. Not a fan, not any other wrestlers, no one in the industry. And they wouldn't bat an eye. I don't think so, because it's
Yeah.
it's based on
Yeah.
trajectory, longevity, respect, all the things that come with, Mark Calloway and The Undertaker.
Exactly, and a guy who does business when business needs to be done.
Absolutely.
You're not gonna get every respect, like, when you keep on, like, what does that do for me?
No.
Why are we doing this? But yeah, I think we made a fact that we all have the Undertaker on this one.
Now, I will say that if ever The Undertaker were to lose again at WrestleMania, if he were to ever lose again, I would say it'd have to be his final match, to where I think that he would be comfortable. If he's going to lose, he's losing at WrestleMania. And I would say that realistically, the guy who should put him down would be Bray Wyatt.
Yep. No, we established that.
Yeah. Hopefully he thinks about retiring next year, and Bray Wyatt can put him out of his misery next year. And what a great way to go. What an awesome way to go. Talk about a perfect guy to pass the torch to.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So next match. This is the match that I think has, a lot behind it right now. And that's Rhea Ripley versus the Queen, Charlotte Flair. I'm torn with this one right now. I don't know who to really go for right now. I kind of got Rhea winning, but I feel that maybe they're going to put the title on Charlotte to send her to NXT and help them in the ratings war against AEW. I think Vince is pissed off that he's losing every week to them, and I feel like he needs a larger than life star on that show, and that show could possibly be Charlotte Flair. These girls are going to work well together. I believe that they do mesh well, and this could possibly be the match of the night because, when Charlotte's at her A game, that girl brings everything, man. That girl is just like her dad, man.
In my notes, I literally have for this match, try to steal the show, because I think they can do it.
Yeah, I have this match as being the match of the night. I have Rhea retaining, but I hope I'm wrong. I think, well, excuse me, I don't know I'm wrong. I think Charlotte might end up pulling it out. Yeah, I think this match has to do with the war with AEW. I think Vince McMahon's like, we need a big name on NXT. Let's just put Charlotte in there. And if anybody can legitimize the NXT brand in a big match, in a big show like this, is her. So I'm kind of torn. I have Rhea winning, but I hope that Charlotte wins this one. Well, but I think Charlotte's going to win this one. Excuse me.
Let me say this. I don't think Charlotte is the one. I think Charlotte is perfect because she can put over Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I think, yeah, exactly. I'm going to cut you off.
It'll be a great match. They both get over because it'll be a great match. That's the thing about Charlotte. It's okay if she loses because she's losing usually in really, really strong matches. I don't think Charlotte needs to go down to NXT. If they want to send people down who need it. Like Finn needs
Yeah.
He's a big star, and he can help them in the ratings, but he also needed it, right? Because his character was cold. Charlotte's character is hardly ever cold.
Yeah, and part of the reason I think Charlotte might be getting moved to NXT was because, like, right now the women's division on Raw, Becky has it on lock. The women's division, on SmackDown, Bayley and Charlotte, has, they have these spots taken well. So I think Charlotte could take a break and probably say, you know what, how about if I go to NXT and help them out and hopefully try to beat AEW. I don't know. I feel like this match has a lot of that behind it.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, I don't think Charlotte should be the one to go down and help them.
Yeah.
I think anybody who's a little stale or we haven't seen them in a while, they need to refresh their character.
Yeah.
can be big stars. I'm okay.
Yeah, I think the only reason why they're doing that because WWE is
They don't want
desperate
Charlotte
right now.
They don't want her there for a year. So what they gonna do? Send her for a month?
Not there for a year, but at least like if she does win the title, she can hold it for at least 6 months and maybe help these girls and NXT get over and give them some credibility. And have have the babyface chase the heel and maybe bring that audience a little bit up and like, hey, like this is going on right now on NXT. I'm gonna watch it.
I think NXT's audience is pretty good considering it's the 10th hour of programming that they have.
Yeah.
It's just WWE has too much programming.
Yeah.
You know, that's all it is. But I also got Rhea Ripley.
Here's the reason why I take Rhea Ripley in this match is because of, I mean, and I've said this to you guys privately many times, and I've had these conversations with other fans when they ask me. Realistically, Charlotte Flair doesn't need to be the NXT champion. What you're looking to do is that you need to establish a new star in the women's division in NXT, primarily because Shayna Baszler has now been dubbed to the Raw roster, and they've done
this is a good rub for Rhea, as you're saying.
They have done such a meaning the WWE writing team has done such a fantastic job, and Rhea Ripley as well. Don't get me wrong; she's done just outstanding work.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you're building so much goodwill with Rhea Ripley right now, since probably going back to October, November last year.
And and she had a good showing at the Survivor Series too.
Yeah. So you're talking.
Which I kind of think they did one thing bad in that match, and that was when she was outnumbered. She kind of had that face of like, oh my God, like, what am I doing? I'm in trouble right now. I think they kind of did that wrong there. I kind of felt that she should have that John Cena, like, I'm going to overcome this.
Yes, that War Games match, the storytelling was excellent. Everything was done terrifically except the ending of the match, because with all things being equal, no 2-4. Yeah. With all things being equal. Now, they didn't have to beat Rhea Ripley. They, I've said this. I remember telling this to, a friend of mine when we saw the show, and he asked me about that. And I said, realistically, what they needed to do was basically like handcuff her, basically prevent her from helping Candice LeRae, and just beat the piss out of her to where she had no other choice but to give up, so that to save Candice's hide. That's because the thing is that it's not about you want to make her a sympathetic character, but then she could have basically exacted her revenge on all 4 of those women, and then she would have gotten her hands on Dakota Kai later on, and basically, rip her skin off for essentially turning her back on her team. But now all the goodwill that they've built up with Rhea Ripley, it was all built to this one big match. And again, this is a match that would benefit so much from having a live audience there, because the audience will react to so many things. Yeah. Charlotte is an outstanding professional, and if there's anybody that is the perfect foil for Rhea Ripley right now, it's Charlotte Flair, because she's realistically one of the few people, and I think the best person currently on the WWE roster in the women's division, to actually help Rhea get to that next level. I think Rhea Ripley's going to win this match. It's all a matter of how she comes across during the match.
Yeah,
if she has an outstanding match and an outstanding performance, then she's basically made.
Yeah, I think she's gonna. Yeah, I think Charlotte's the perfect person to, they say, catapult her.
Well,
and if any girl on the roster can legitimize and put over Rhea Ripley like there's no tomorrow, is Charlotte right now, because like her or not, man, that girl just has it all, man.
And think about this. What's going to end up happening is that eventually it's going to keep building and keep building, and she's going to be the next foil. She's going to be the next big star, and the way to do it is you have to beat the top stars. You have to be able. You cannot at some point, in order for you to become the next big star, you got to beat, for Hulk Hogan to be, he had to beat Andre. Warrior had to beat Hogan. John Cena had to beat Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Undertaker. They're matches and they're people that you have to beat in order to become that next big person. I really think that Rhea Ripley is on the cusp of being that.
Okay.
I think that she's going to win this weekend, and it's not a matter of does she win? It's a matter of how she wins. It has to be convincingly to where she looks like $1,000,000. Charlotte's going to do everything to make her look great. It's all a matter of can she carry her own weight against somebody like Charlotte Flair, who could probably be able to do this in her sleep. That's how good she is. That it's a matter of Rhea Ripley raising up her game to be able to match Charlotte. And even in winning, if she wins and matches Charlotte Flair, like really has a great match, she's made. And then from there, and it's not just Rhea Ripley. Then you could start looking at Bianca Belair. You could start looking at Io Shirai. You can start looking at all the other Candice LeRae and all the other girls in NXT who now have a legitimate top name target to now as their champion. So whoever beats her next, whenever Rhea Ripley gets moved, promoted out of NXT and onto Raw or SmackDown, whoever takes the belt off of her is going to be made in NXT.
Yeah,
so that's really what this.
So it's the rub.
Not only
the rub that Charlotte's going to give her. Yeah.
Down the foundation. It's laying down the foundation for the next generation of.
I just I have Rhea, but I would not be surprised if they put the title on Charlotte. Just so
I don't think so. I think it would actually be hurtful because I know your position when you said about the deal with AEW. Listen, AEW, yes, they are getting more eyeballs on their show than NXT, and listen, it's expected in the beginning, and again, AEW has gotten a lot better. Yeah. I've had my issues with AEW, but they have gotten better. They're improving and they're doing less of the goofy stuff and more of the good wrestling stuff that I like. But however, this is a marathon; it's not a sprint. And I think that eventually they're both shows are going to be on par with each other. I don't think that it makes any sense for the WWE to take an established star like Flair and move her back down to NXT unnecessarily.
Yeah, but then again, we're talking about Vince McMahon, so I wouldn't hold my breath on that.
Nah, man, I don't think so.
Vince McMahon is psycho.
I wouldn't hold my breath. If Vince goes, "Hey, Charlotte, like we're gonna send you to NXT." I agree with everything you're saying. I agree with you. She should not go.
You're right about that.
She shouldn't go back to NXT.
No, she shouldn't. No, I agree. I'm not arguing saying, well, I think it's gonna happen. I would not be surprised knowing, that goddamn Republican, how he is. But anyway, that's neither here or there.
Hey, easy, buddy.
Sorry.
Easy.
Sorry. Okay. All right. The next match. This is another match I kind of like. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about this match. The Raw Women's Championship. Becky versus Shayna. I kind of see this match being kind of short. Only because I feel that how they position Bayley in the elimination chamber. Baszler in the elimination chamber as a complete monster. So I kind of see, if this match being real short, I kind of see Baszler winning, but I still have my money on Becky. I don't think they're going to take the title off Becky yet. I think her run right now is still very good and very strong. And I just don't see anybody taking the title off her but Ronda. I think they're holding it for Ronda.
No.
I do feel in my heart. I don't think they're gonna take the title off Becky. I don't think Vince. I don't think he believes in Shayna, and I really don't see anything else of this match just being short and a little boring. But if I have to pick right now, I pick Becky because they're holding it for Charlotte. For Ronda.
Julio makes two great points. One great point is Vince probably looks at Shayna and goes, "No fucking way, I'm putting my title on her. Fuck that." And another one is
she looks believable. She looks believable, but I don't think she's like a needle mover. I don't think Vince sees that way. Sorry.
Needle mover. That term is outdated. WWE is the needle mover. When they're put on good shows, that you move the needle. When they put on bad shows, It don't matter if they bring back every legend ever. Steve
Yeah.
Austin doesn't move the needle in WWE programming anymore.
Yeah.
I think the only person that does it is The Rock, quite frankly, when he shows up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's probably because he's still a big movie star.
Yeah. But
But
yeah.
and he has like a show, but it's usually weird random shows on the country network or whatever.
Yeah. But getting back to this match, I really don't have nothing else to say except that I don't see Becky losing, and this match is going to be relatively short. I'm not really too hyped about this match. I don't think the buildup was that good.
I'm not hype about this match, and I'll tell you why. I'm also not hype. I'm not a huge fan of Baszler, and it's crazy because her offense almost looks too good, too devastating.
Yeah.
Thing she does looks like that's it. The match is over. Except
Yeah.
the match is never really over. When she has these longer matches, which whatever, that doesn't matter. I think Shayna's gonna win. I just hope they don't squash Becky. Because like you said, they've been presenting her like a monster. So I'm hoping it's not like a 3-minute get.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. That's
everybody thinks is gonna happen, and I'm kind of hoping. Okay, I'm okay with Becky losing because she's been kind of a dick lately, and I think that's on purpose. I think that's by design. Let's make Becky a dick. She's kind of getting a little bit ahead of herself. She's a little too cocky.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, she's getting a little too cocky.
Well, you can still have a 12-minute match and smack her back down to reality.
Yeah. I think
Maybe towards the end, Becky's when she's about to go for a disarmer, maybe she starts celebrating or whatever and gets a little too happy, and that's when she gets caught in a choke and put her out of here. And that's
out.
the story of Becky coming back and getting her shit together and not being such a prick.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think like when you get cocky, it kind of hurts you. I think the only guy that was able to be cocky and make it work so well was Steve Austin.
Well, I didn't even see Stone Cold. He doesn't come off as cocky. He comes off like a super hardworking,
no. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I said Steve Austin. I apologize. I meant The Rock.
The Rock, yeah, but
The Rock. I'm sorry. I did say Steve Austin. I meant The Rock. Lou.
Listen, this match could go either way, and from a story perspective, I actually would like to see Shayna Baszler win only because the way that she was positioned, and of course, WWE has they kind of botched up Shayna Baszler, and I'm like, how could you possibly botch up something as simple as Shayna Baszler? She's a legit MMA badass. She basically dominated the NXT women's division until Rhea Ripley, was the person to beat her. They bring her onto WWE TV on Monday Night Raw, and they have her do some vampire gimmick, biting Becky Lynch's neck and that was just stupid. I was just like, of all the silly things you could possibly do to introduce her to an audience, you're like, sweet Jesus, what?
You know what's funny? I was waiting for one of you guys to say it because I thought like, man, if I say this is stupid, somebody would say, well, no, not really. I'm kind of happy that you said it's stupid because when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, this is fucking stupid.
That introduction that they did for her in that moment was the silliest thing that they meaning WWE could have possibly done to introduce her, because all the things about Shayna Baszler, and listen, I think the world of Shayna Baszler. I think she's special only because when you look at her and Ronda Rousey and you see that these are legit MMA competitors and they have relatively short periods of time in professional wrestling, and how good they are with their relative lack of experience in pro wrestling, not combat sports, but pro wrestling. It's a different animal when you're working and cooperating with somebody versus actually legitimately
trying to hurt somebody.
Right, it's me and you. Let's see who comes out on top. The fact that they're both able to do it and do it as well as they do is a testament to both of them. I think with Shayna Baszler, they botched up that introduction. Then they had her have an insanely long match against Kairi Sane, which should have lasted 5 minutes, and it went 15. And I just thought to myself, this match went 10 minutes too long. it's just like even with Asuka out there, it's just it made no sense.
That match went 5 minutes too long.
Yeah,
because that should have been a squash. I'm
And-
sorry.
And here's the thing. And then in the Elimination Chamber, they did the right thing. The booking for the Elimination Chamber
Yeah.
was correct.
That was
But-
amazing. I mean, the crowd just kind of crapped on it. I don't think they were
Well,
into it.
yes, but here's the reason why. The reason why the fans crapped on that match or weren't that into it.
They weren't into it. They didn't crap on
weren't
it.
into it is because those 6 wrestlers, that group of 6 was the wrong group of 6 to put inside that cage. Because the thing is that realistically, when you put them together, there's no heat, there's no stories, there's nothing in storyline that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I agree.
That would be like you just get 6 people who are working matches, and no matter how good of a worker they are, but you put them in a cage and you expect in a cage match, it's because your story has escalated to a certain point to
Yeah,
where
I agree.
the cage is a necessity, it's a necessary prop to tell the story. That match could have been told. You could have taken the Elimination Chamber out of the match and told the exact same story with
Yep.
Shayna Baszler taking everybody's lunch, and you didn't need the cage.
They
And
need the cage.
that's the reason why the match fell
I think
flat.
they got botched. Yeah.
Also, what ended up happening was that at no point in the match did Shayna Baszler even look slightly vulnerable. Meaning, the last person out of that cage was Asuka, and I'm figuring like, okay, what's Asuka gonna do? She's gonna blow the mist in her eyes, and then Shayna Baszler's got to fight from underneath. It's a matter of like, you give Asuka maybe 1 or 2 minutes of offense based on the fact that she cheated, and then Shayna Baszler comes back, and then once she wipes the gimmick out of her eyes, and
Destroys
she's here, take her lunch, and she's gone. But it didn't work that way.
No,
And-
all they did, I think they gave like a few offense to
Yeah,
and that
but-
was it.
But
It was just like a couple of kicks and then
But the
over.
whole idea of that match is to make Shayna Baszler look powerful because they
Yeah.
needed to do that based on the fact that the first couple of weeks was a miss. But when you have the Riot Squad in there, with all due respect to Liv Morgan, Ruby Riot, and Sarah Logan, all 3 of them very good talents, but neither one of those women needed to be in the
Threats.
match. None of
Yeah.
them. You could have put other wrestlers. You could have put like a Naomi. You could have put other wrestlers who were on television and presented in a higher position, where and that bar, unfortunately for the 3 of them, was set pretty low because of Ruby Riot being out on injury, Sarah Logan not being featured that much on TV, and then Liv Morgan, they were repackaging her. So it got to a point where it's like, okay, those 3 women in that situation, no, you could have put somebody else and it would have been better.
It would have been better.
They could have been able to tell a better story. And then when Shayna Baszler comes into the ring, oh boy, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Taking everybody's lunch one at a time.
I agree. I agree on that.
So the thing is with this match with Becky Lynch, I think that WWE's done a really bad job with Becky Lynch because she's come across looking like a heel. She'll come across and she's just acting, like the 2 of you said, she's acting too big for her britches, and she's just acting all big man. In all honesty, I think this match, Becky Lynch, I think, is going to win this match, even though I don't want her to. I'd prefer that she loses. I think Becky Lynch is going to win this match, but she's going to win by the skin of her teeth, and she's going to realize that. And what's going to end up happening is, what's going to end up happening is 2 things. One, it's going in storyline, it's going to humble Becky Lynch up a whole hell of a lot. And number 2 is that loss is going to give Shayna Baszler even more of a reason to just take everybody's lunch. Every single woman in that locker room, no matter who they are, she's taking their lunch, she's whooping their butt, leaving them in. And then the next time she works against Becky Lynch,
it's over. Now, also too, I feel like if she does win, because I think she's gonna win, WWE can use that story of like, I beat 2 legit badasses at the grandest stage of them all at WrestleMania, and that just like will raise her stock up a little bit more.
But here's the thing though with Becky Lynch, the reason why a loss is probably better for her at this point is because you want to tell a comeback story. Shayna Baszler is a legit heel, and the thing about it is with Becky Lynch is that her character has been coming across more like a heel lately, and it's because her promos seem to be more of an antagonistic perspective because she wants to be Steve Austin. She wants to be Steve Austin, but the thing about it is that, obviously she's much smaller than Baszler, and I think that sometimes the work style might not be to her favor because if she wants to be a legit badass, she may have to be more of a technician to try to beat Shayna Baszler. She may not be able to outbrawl her because Baszler's just too technically skilled. So she's going to have to come up with a different way to make this match work, because I think that Becky Lynch is going to be on the wrong side of the offense.
Yeah, and also too, like the babyface chasing the heel is always better anyway.
Well, presumably
it's always better. Like when you chase the title, like it's always good. Which is why I've always thought that why they didn't do that, with Hogan in the '80s, like with all these great working heels that they had. I think that's why they kind of turned the Macho Man. Anyway,
time.
we're getting so off guard right now.
I mean, listen, it was
a different time.
No, it was a completely different time, and the reality is that you could have had the greatest working heel champion. You could have even had Ric Flair in his prime, NWA prime Ric Flair in the WWE back in the '80s, and Flair would have been chasing Hogan, because it's a matter of the way that the matches were structured. He was the face of the company.
Yeah, he was the face,
and everything was about Hulkamania. It's not just about it. It was about ticket sales. It's about the merchandise, the crossover appeal to the mainstream.
You don't want to grind it. You don't want to grind that, and also too, Hogan's always said he always had one match. He always had that one match. Like he had his A match. That was it. Yeah. Flair could work with anybody, but
matches. He said he had like a 5-minute match, a 10-minute match, a 15-minute match, something like that.
Yeah, that's one match.
But listen,
so if you add that all together, that's a 25-minute match.
Hey, but you know what? He's made it work. He's made it work for 30 plus years. So what do we know?
Many ways to be good, to be great.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But okay, so the last minute I have Becky, and both you gentlemen have Shayna.
I think Lou, you have Becky?
I had Becky Lynch, but it's only realistically, I hope that Shayna Baszler wins this match.
Okay. So you have Becky.
I think it'll be a better storyline to have Shayna Baszler be the unstoppable heel champion, and then have Becky Lynch basically go back to basics.
This is kind of like how I felt with.
This is like the trade. If you saw Rocky 3, that's kind of
This is I think the roles are reversed here, because I feel the same way with the Charlotte and Rhea. Like, I think Rhea's gonna win, but probably I feel that Charlotte's gonna take it.
Not that one, bro.
I think that Vince might not be a fan of Shayna, but I think if the storyline goes the way it should, Shayna should win.
Yeah,
should eat humble pie, but the story should be told. We should see that. We should see Becky acknowledge, okay, I've been acting a little bit like crazy lately. I don't know what's wrong with me. I thought I was hot shit, and maybe I lost focus a little bit because I thought I was Conor McGregor. It's working. She's working like that Conor McGregor, which I like. But it's what you say, like, right? It's like, okay, like what are you saying that for?
I mean, listen, she could still maintain a lot of the same characteristics of her current persona. It's just a matter of having to acknowledge that, it was almost like, when she worked that match against Asuka, when she cut the promo and said, listen, I'm the champ, but I'm challenging you and all this other jazz. Well, it's got to be different. Like, I think that Becky Lynch recognizes that Shayna Baszler is a tremendous threat, but in actually feeling it and losing the title, that can bring her back to basics, to where then she can take a lot of the elements of her of the character that she has that has gotten over with the mouth, but then humble that up to the point where then she can kind of blend the two things together, and then she can be like she could be a baby face that people can feel sympathy for, but at the same time still have a lot of those badass characteristics that make us want to cheer for her legitimately.
I agree. No, I agree. All right, so I'm sorry, Vic, you had Shayna. Okay, 2-1. Okay. All right. Next match is Goldberg versus blank, which we all know it's going to be Strowman, because they haven't announced it yet.
Squash.
At least not on TV. I think this match is This is basically a filler. This kind of a throwaway match now. This match is probably 2 years too late because I don't think Strowman is as hot now as he was two years ago.
Year early.
Or even a year early.
Strowman could get.
I think this is going to be a very physical match. A lot of strong spot. They're going to keep Strowman very, very strong, but ultimately, I don't see them putting the title on him. So I'm going to end this quick and just say, I have Goldberg winning with the sick, just barely winning because I think Strowman is going to dominate this match. They're going to make him look good again in a losing effort, kind of like with AJ, against the Undertaker.
Yeah, I'm okay with a similar match to what Goldberg and Brock had.
Yeah, I see this match ending in probably like 7 minutes or 5. This is going to be a rather quick match.
7 minutes is a long match, bro.
Get all your shit in as fast as possible. And the good thing is that this is going to be, it's filmed in advance. So if Goldberg can't hit the jackhammer on his first try, they can try it again.
Yeah, exactly. And Strowman is such a good worker. He'll make Goldberg look good. He'll really make Goldberg look good. He'll make him look strong.
It's gonna be fun. He's winning. It's Strowman that has to look good.
Yeah. I think Strowman dominating this match and then just get get pinned at the end. They'll keep him strong. They'll keep him, as you say, Vic, white hot.
Yeah, but this match is, again, this is another one of those unfortunate circumstances because, listen, realistically, even if Roman Reigns were to work this match, we would have all been like, yeah, Roman Reigns is winning the title.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a no-brainer. The thing is that if you put Strowman or you put anybody else in that spot outside of Roman Reigns, at least to me, it feels like it is incumbent on WWE to keep the belt on Goldberg because, in all honesty, if let's say that it is Strowman, let's say that it is Braun Strowman who's the champion, who gets the match and whatever, and then let's say presumably they put the belt on him, it would just fall completely flat. It's about maybe 2 years too late.
Not only
that, you'd have to rebuild him. And the thing is to understand is that he was the Intercontinental Champion and he lost to Sami Zayn. And of course, mind you, we knew it was a 3-on-1 match, whatever gimmick, but it was a comedy match. And essentially Strowman lost. And those are the types of things you can't put him against a guy like Goldberg. I think like, again, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Everybody's gonna get their stuff in. They're gonna lay it in stiff, and at the end, Goldberg's gonna beat him. Do I think he gets the jackhammer on him? No, I don't. I think he just beats him with a spear. Because here's the thing.
He just fucked up not too long ago.
Yeah, because here's the deal. If he hits Strowman with 2 or 3 really good stiff spears, he could keep him down for a 3 count. I don't think that it's incumbent on him to hit the jackhammer on him because Strowman doesn't need to lose like that. He can lose, but not like that. That's too emphatic of a win for Goldberg. So no,
it has to be very, very aggressive and strong finish.
Yeah,
I mean we've all
very short.
Yeah, very short. Yeah. So
if you're reading a story like in a book, it's like they crossed out Roman as the main character in the story and go, well, now let's just plug in Braun. It's Roman's story. It's just when are we gonna complete the final chapter? It's Roman's story.
Touché.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. But anyway,
and the thing about it is with a guy like Goldberg, since he's not featured that much, WWE has enough. They have enough stories to fill their TV time. Where if Goldberg were to be gone for 2 months and not show up, it's not going to be a bother to anybody to not have the champion on every week.
Yeah. And besides, there's going to be no TV, so you might as well just keep the title on him.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Goldberg does want to work, though. I think he wants to work if it makes sense, if he can do some cool stuff that fits his character. And right now he can. So I think even if everything was fine, but besides, like, let's say if Raw after WrestleMania was happening, I think Goldberg could still carry the title, show up on Raw for 3-4 weeks until it's Reigns' turn, and then they could tell that story whenever they want to tell it.
SmackDown. SmackDown, you meant.
He gets to be Goldberg.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah. So we've all established that it's Goldberg in this match.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That was fast. All right. Next up, Lesnar versus Drew. I think with everything that's going on right now in the world, I kind of don't see the WWE giving the title to Drew. I think they're waiting for all this to end, and once they get their crowds back, they'll probably just end up putting the title on him. I think that this is gonna hurt him if he wins the title and then just stays home. If that's the case, just leave it with Brock Lesnar. So, I hate to say this, Vic. I'm sorry, but I kind of see Lesnar just holding the title possibly until SummerSlam. I think they'll probably continue this at SummerSlam. Drew is going to look good on this match, without a doubt. If I've said it before and I say it again, if there's something great that Brock does, he's good at putting people over. He can take an ass whooping. I mean, for crying out loud, I just saw the match again with him and Ray. Jesus Christ, man. Brock sold for him. And I think he's going to sell. He's going to make him look good. But I think at the end, I think Brock is going to win this one. Because if there's going to be no matches, no shows, no TV, why put the title on Drew? Just keep it on Brock. So I have Brock holding the title on this one at least till SummerSlam. If this pandemic ends.
I actually think that they're continuing all their stories. They're gonna play them out the way they were supposed to be played out for the most part, except for Roman, who will have to wait. I think Drew has to win. If this was any other brand, if it was AEW, if it was Impact, if it was NWA, even NXT, then I'm okay delaying this story.
Yeah. But the fact that this is the grandest stage.
When you lose a big match at WrestleMania and you're on the way up, it's like this. Woo!
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree, but just from
over. If Drew loses, that's it. No one will take him serious anymore. Just like when Bray lost to Cena, just like when Rusev lost to Cena.
Yeah, but this is under different circumstances. Like, it's not his fault.
So it's not anybody's fault. It's WWE has conditioned you. If we feature you in WrestleMania and you lose, that's it. On your way up. This is you. You're hot. You're hot. Drew is as hot as he's ever been in his career. If you don't pull the trigger now, that's it.
I don't think. Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. I just don't think they're gonna pull the trigger because I feel like this reign is gonna start off cold as fuck. And that's just my opinion. Lou.
It's weird because the thing is, I can see both sides. Part of me wants to lean towards Lesnar retaining only on the sense that if he's going, like I said, if Lesnar's going to win, he has to win by the skin of his teeth, meaning that when Paul Lee cuts the promo the next night on Raw, he's admitting, he's looking up and he's saying, "Sweet Jesus, this was as close as it was ever going to get."
Yeah,
I would love to see McIntyre win the title only because even if the WWE does not do shows and he's basically home for, however many months, this is what you can do. You're the WWE champion. All Drew has to do is basically, Paul Lee could just cut promos on behalf of Brock Lesnar for months and months at a time, and then McIntyre can just give his rebuttals. The thing about it is that, in all honesty, and I see Vic's point. Vic, WWE has conditioned the fans that if a person's on the come up, the thing is with a guy like Drew, he's as hot as he's ever been, and at this point, you want to pull the trigger, you want to go while the iron's hot, and it won't get any hotter than it is right now.
I agree. Yeah.
So the thing is, as much as I would love to see this get delayed, so that when Drew wins the championship, there's an audience there to react to what goes on, I think the WWE has to pull the trigger and put the belt on Drew McIntyre and then just hope for the best as time goes on. Because, if we were talking about, the stories with Bray Wyatt and all these other characters, and ultimately, if I said, as I said earlier, that the only person, that the Fiend should be winning every match he works in for a year until he runs into Drew McIntyre as a WWE champion. Well, in order for that match to happen, Drew's got to win the title sooner rather than later in order to establish it. Brock Lesnar can lose. He loses nothing by going in with Drew McIntyre. He loses. The thing that will happen is when they have a rematch several months down the line, that's another match where Drew has to win, especially if Brock is considering looking at other options. If he's looking to re-up with UFC, then it means that, and like I said, I don't believe that, but I've been hearing that. I think I would advise that for him. If I was his advisors, I wouldn't advise that for him. But if ultimately it's going to be a matter of establishing Drew McIntyre, Brock Lesnar doesn't need to be the champion anymore. He can work matches against whoever he wants. It's just a matter that for WWE, they probably feel more comfortable having the belt on him because they know that
they know he'll be there.
Well, but the thing is, it's box office. You have to understand. You put Brock Lesnar's name on the marquee, everybody knows who Brock Lesnar is. Drew McIntyre, for wrestling fans, we know who Drew McIntyre is. But when you start looking at broad mainstream, which is what WWE appeals to, they got some work to do with Drew in order to get him to that level. Yeah. Drew looks like $1 million, but they'll have to work.
So what's your pick then?
I'm going with Drew McIntyre.
All right.
I think listen, as much as I think that I got Drew McIntyre to win, but I would not be upset at all if Brock Lesnar were to win.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Drew, but I feel the WWE is not going to pull the trigger yet because of what's going on, and I don't think they want him to start off cold like that. Because if everybody's going to stay home, you might as well just keep the Brock on top. Again, that's how I feel. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Drew wins, but I don't think they're going to take the title off Brock, especially.
I think all of us, I don't think we want Drew to win like this. I think we want Drew to win and get his in front of the fans, get his big moment.
But that's what we want. I mean, we're just not going to get.
That's what we want.
Not right now. No, unfortunately.
Not right now. Yeah. So I feel that they're going to hold it off and they'll keep him strong eventually. And then come SummerSlam.
I don't think WWE is smart enough. I don't think they book in a smart way. They do everything last minute. They don't have long-term plans. They can't get Drew out of this if he loses. I really don't think.
Here's
No, I think you're right.
Where the hell are you going, brother? Okay, so it looks like our picks are done, right? That was the last match?
No.
Oh.
We have one more, and I am starving, so we're almost wrapping it up. All right.
But here's the deal with that one thing with Drew McIntyre. The unfortunate reason why you can't have Drew lose this match and make him look good and keep the storyline going is only because Brock Lesnar's character, the persona of Brock Lesnar, does not cheat. Paulie doesn't get involved. So there's no real avenue unless you're willing to peel a layer into the Brock Lesnar character to the point where Paulie has to get involved to help him win the match, which I don't ever recall seeing a Brock Lesnar match where Paulie actually helps him win.
I guess the ball is on Drew's court.
Kind of, sort of.
Again, I see Brock holding the title, but I hope I'm wrong.
All right. Did you write down all our picks?
Yes.
All right. Before we finish, I'd like to if there's a loser, if there's someone who gets the fewest points, I think that person should get fucking chopped.
Actually, I don't think I saved it, but anyway, I already know who I'm going for anyway. I already got
Vic, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Video. Don't worry.
So last but not least, Edge versus Orton.
Or no, 2 chops per person. So you get
Vic, listen. Vic, with those ham hocks you got, bro, I can only take a half a chop. All right, you need to calm that down.
Loser doesn't want to take the chops. Picks, okay.
So last match.
That Julio's taking all these chops.
Yeah, I am. Last match. Orton versus Edge. Last man standing.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Sorry, so you can get your thoughts together.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say.
Like a lot of my picks, were made under the assumption that this COVID-19 shit will be going on for a little bit longer, and WWE might not be able to continue these stories. They kind of have to sort of press pause on everything. And if we're gonna press pause on everything, I want these stories. I want them done. The only story that you can kind of what's the I'm trying to remember earlier. There was a story that it's okay. Oh, Sasha Bailey. That can continue later on. You can turn someone, or you can tease a turn or whatever, or you can start the friction and that can continue later on.
Yeah.
If this was gonna continue right away, then I would like to see Orton win. But I don't think it's gonna continue right away. I think this is done. I think this is, and they're starting with a no holds barred type hardcore type match, aren't they?
Last man standing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I think
Put Edge in a cage or a Hell in a Cell or anything like that. I don't think they can up this match that they're gonna have. This is over and done with. I got Edge winning. He needs to win after what Randy did to him and did to his wife.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think this should just end. It's going to be a very brutal physical match. Both guys can dish it out. Just ask McFoley. But I think I'm with you, man. I'm going with Edge on this one. He's going to take an ass whooping. I'll tell you that much. But I see Edge. I see Edge winning this one and getting his revenge on Orton. Maybe down the line they could probably continue this feud so Orton could get his revenge, because I feel WWE kind of treats him like Cena, like, you know, he loses but he has to get his return match. But yeah, in this one I pick Edge.
I think Orton, you can do anything with him. You can put him on the top, put him just like Rollins is becoming, you know, this era's kind of Orton, where he can do everything, put him in the top, middle, whatever, it doesn't matter, have him win, lose.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. We'll figure it out. We'll find something cool for you to do later on.
Yeah.
But shout out to Orton doing some of his best work of his career.
With his eyes.
And everyone agreeing. I haven't heard not a soul that doesn't think that Orton's doing great work right now.
Yep. Luke, what do you have?
I got Edge in this match, and you know it's for the same reasons that Vic was telling. You know, this is the thing about this match is that it actually makes sense for Edge to win, and here's the reason why. One is because they started with the last man standing match, and that's generally, you know, those kinds of gimmick matches are generally designed to be the end. Like, this is the end of whatever beef, whatever rivalry, whatever things going on.
The Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
normally climax.
But think about it. This particular match is not designed to get a 1, 2, 3. It's designed where your opponent can't get up before the count of 10. That's basically meaning is that you've incapacitated them to where they can't continue. They can't continue fighting. So it's designed for that. Now it's a perfect foil for Orton to lose, because he is kind of made of Teflon in terms of the way that WWE produces him, because he can lose this match. He's going to give an ass. He's going to give an ass whipping as good as he takes in this match. He will lose. The beauty of it is that even if there is no wrestling, and let's say that he can't, you can't have him in the ring, he's not going to wrestle. Guess what? If he loses, he's got plenty to talk about. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Give him the mic, let him cut promos, and he can just talk about how Edge won by the skin of his teeth, how he had to cheat, how he had to, and let's just say that if Beth Phoenix is involved in the match, oh, you needed this, you need, whatever. You give him so much material to talk about that then if they wanted to do a return later on when things go back to normal, they could revisit this and then have a different type of match to, between the two of them and have them hook up. And then from there, depending on, what the long-term plan is with Edge, if he's going to be working some kind of semi-regular schedule, then you can revisit the idea of Orton winning and keeping the story going. But if it's a matter of like, hey, this is a one and done for Edge, then he's got to go out on top. But it's a matter of giving Orton a ton of vocal material to cut in promos, let him cut his teeth, and let him be the real heel, in this entire stuff.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so we've all established that. Edge is winning this one. I think you're right, Lou. I didn't see that. I didn't kind of not see that. Like, this is the type of match where it's it's the climax, and if anybody needs to win this match, it's definitely Edge, because it's not going to hurt Orton at all. So Yeah,
He
we
can
both got it.
I RKO your wife, even if he loses. When
Yeah,
draw, hey, I RKO your wife.
I mean, just think about it. I mean, he can listen. He's got all the material that he needs, and at the level at which he's working right now, he's just been outstanding. So it makes all the sense in the world. He can listen. He can lose this match and not be hurt at all. You know,
Yeah.
in turn, especially if you know he's not going to be wrestling. You know, because of this COVID-19 thing, he won't be wrestling anytime soon. Then listen, camera, light, promo, 60 seconds, cut your promo, talk about whatever you want to talk about, and go. And
Right.
and got it.
right. That's right.
So Julio, you obviously would have closed the show with this match, right?
Oh yeah, as far as closing the show, I kind of got this match closing the show, which is why I thought of it. I said, we're going to talk about this one last.
What about you, Lou? Who do you have closing the show?
Man, this match I wouldn't have closing the show only because of the fact that since it's a last man standing match, it seems to be not the right place for a last match. You want to feel like a 1-2-3 or a submission, a
Yeah.
tap out. So I'd probably put the McIntyre match or even the Goldberg match if there is some kind of surprise ending to where
Yeah.
there's a new champion crowned, then I would put that one on last, but certainly not this one. The Edge Orton match I wouldn't put on last. I don't think that's that's not the right place in the card for that match. I don't think.
Yeah, I think like I like the title to go last. I always like the title to go last unless it's like crazy circumstances, whatever. Like the champion is like horrible, but I don't think Brock is horrible, and I think Drew is this. This is his moment, his time to shine. He needs to close that show. He needs confetti coming down. And I was telling Julio, he needs the boys in the back to come out. If there's any, if there's 3 people, 4 people, somebody to come out and you did it, bro. Good job. Like, that's what I want to see close the show, especially because I think Lesnar and Drew are gonna have a good fun, not super long, not 20 minutes, but I think it's gonna be one of Brock's longer matches because he has a guy who's it's believable that it's gonna take a while. Like it's not gonna be quick.
No, he's gonna have to work to earn that one.
Yeah.
All
And I think the Goldberg match will be a lot shorter, which is the other title match. So yeah, I think I have to go with that match.
Cool. All right. I got
That you got Edge and Orton closing the show.
I got Edge and Orton. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to that.
Prediction. This is what you would do.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I think
All right, fellas. Great review.
about enough.
Yeah, not enough.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
That's because I'm sick of you guys.
Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible.
All right. I think we're good for now.